Hi guys, I'm out and about in Pearl again today. Just ran through the car wash. Um, we're in Minnesota. It is end of winter, coming into spring, and yeah, it's pretty damned important to make sure that you're keeping that undercarriage good and clean. Trust me, if you don't, you will not be happy with the outcome. Yeah, so just trying to take care of a few things that are necessary. Running errands, that sort of thing. I will say it's been a little bit better across Minnesota. The energy has been better, even though we know ice is still quite active across the country and in other places. Minnesotans are still pretty traumatized right now. I'm personally still carrying my paperwork. I hear that is not necessarily something that will save people, unfortunately, but I have it for the purpose of at least being able to identify. There's something really quite wicked about living in a country with all this freedom and needing to prove that you are from here. And I get it quite a bit. I get a lot of people who look at me and don't know what my ethnicity is. Even yesterday, I had somebody look at me and say, "Oh, I thought you were Hispanic. I thought you were Mexican." And I get it. I can't fault people for that, because we really just see the world through our own lens and what's in front of us regularly. So that makes sense. Although I think that my appearance to a lot of people is pretty ambiguous. And I've had people tell me, "Oh, you look Italian," or "You look Greek," or, a whole number of other ethnicities that are nowhere in my bloodlines. And I can't fault people for that. I do understand it. But I know that when I look at my face next to pictures of my relatives and my ancestors, I see very easily that I look exactly like them. And it's very reassuring to me that through my lens, I know where I come from. I know who I come from. And it carries a bit of comfort for me, for sure. But obviously, with the concerns around immigration and the crackdown that we're continuing to feel, it's not comforting in that. It would be a whole lot easier if I passed like my siblings do at this point. However, I bring this up because one of the pieces that is important to me that I'm being called to take care of business on is my tribal rights. And so one of the things that has really impacted the Native community, the Indigenous communities in Minnesota, is a lot more tribes have begun to open up their legacy rights. And I think that that's a really good thing. I mean, quantum was just another way to erase the natives, erase the indigenous population. And as tribes have continued to say, you must qualify by this much blood quantum to be considered our family, I think what they've done is they have perpetuated their own erasure. I have felt that myself, felt very invisible over the years, felt like less than a full human being because of it. However, with some of these changes that have happened because of the ICE crackdown and because of the behavior of certain people, I have decided that I am going for my legacy rights. A few years ago in Minnesota, they changed the law around closed adoption and said that no matter what, you can get your original birth certificate. So I did go ahead and do that. I filed request and received that recently, and it shows my biological father. It shows his ethnicity on my birth certificate birth certificate, which I find really interesting. I don't remember seeing that, but I probably just wasn't aware. Anyways, that's my big thing in trying to take care of business. It's crazy what happens when you come from people that you don't know. I think that our spirit connects with them in very subtle ways. I feel like my grandmother's been telling me to find a way through this and to get my connection to the tribe for 30 years through my dreams. It's been a challenge, and recently I found out that she actually did hold me and know me before she passed. And I'm speaking about my great grandmother. That in and of itself makes it feel very real why she would know me and come to me. And that has motivated me even more to really push toward getting my legacy rights. I know that there's a lot of controversy around that, and I've spoken to a lot of enrolled people from lots of different tribes, and they have lots of feelings about people who are of mixed lineage and descendancy, and I want to respect how they feel because they've only known the political oppression that comes with their tribal affiliation and how the government pushes against that. And for those of us that are mixed and didn't get the privilege of being enrolled or didn't get the privilege of being part of that community, we've had to learn different ways to survive. We've had to learn how to get smart about how we fit into the rest of the culture when we look the way we do. Not passing has been one of the biggest challenges of my life. And for that reason alone, I want to be able to say, I do have connection to my people. I deserve to have that connection. My children deserve that connection. And if they choose to have their own children, they deserve to have that connection. Proof that we come from a line of people that do exist, that were here, that were part of the collective movement of being present and surviving the trauma that happened. And as I continue to watch other brown-bodied people be questioned about where they come from and whether or not they belong here, it makes me want to lean in even harder and say, it does not matter to me where you come from. Your line is just as important as mine is, but I'm not less important, and neither is anyone else just because they're different. Whew. That's a big damn deal. I really hope that people come to the understanding that their value comes from more than how they look. And I hope that they can live more confidently in whatever lineage characteristics they got, whether they are brown-bodied or not. I think people deserve the right to live freely and feel confident and secure moving through the world no matter what they look like. That's a hard one, right? I just wanted to bring that up. I wanted to say that was an important part of taking care of business, is making sure you feel the fullness of who you are, the fullness of where you come from, so that you know how to pass that on to the next generation, whether you're Indigenous or something else. I know that is something that a lot of people don't think about in America here because we are such a quote-unquote melting pot. But I think it's important. I think it's important Because if Americans can say, well, my family came from Germany, or my family came from England or Italy or wherever it is, and they can honor themselves with that connection to people that never stepped foot on this continent, I think that we should all have the right to connect to where we come from. Just a nugget, just something to think about. I want to say thank you to all of the mixed Indigenous folks out there who have been kind to me, and confirming that quantum does not matter. Quantum is colonization and erasure of a people, and I'm not invisible. And thank you. Thank you for reminding me of that. And thank you for stepping up and being strong and learning different ways to survive in a world that doesn't always see us. Thank you for being strong when I couldn't be. And now I'm going to do my best to carry that strength and continue to work and encourage people to do their best in standing up for who they are and for where they come from and not being erased. I'm going to keep moving about my day. I will give you guys updates once I am able to go into the tribal office and stand up for my lineage rights. I will let you know how that goes. I'm hopeful. I'm going to stay positive and optimistic about it, because God knows a lot of people are not optimistic about it for me, but it's time. It's time. And in the meantime, I'm going to keep living my life. I'm going to keep doing the things I need to. But I'm also going to embrace the little things. It's a beautiful day today. It's 43 degrees. Trust me, it feels way warmer than 43. I love March sunshine. Snow absolutely disappears so much faster this way. But I am definitely going to keep moving through it. I hope you all get out and put your face in the sunshine. Hope you make a good day of it, because I'm sure going to do that. Take it easy.